Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. I was done for the night, and then I came across this article from the Daily Man on my phone from Top Buzz. And the only thing I could do was have a flashback to the 90s and say, oh, hell no. So I'm going to read this article, and then I'm going to fuck the bed, and I'm pissed. I am really, really pissed that this shit could happen, and in Jersey. Of all places, in Jersey. So, two teenage boys are arrested after a black girl is urinated on and the subject of racial abuse during a high school football game in New Jersey. That in itself stopped me in my tracks. Alright? They don't identify what color the boys are, so they could be black, they could be white, they could be Asian, they could be anybody, but they do identify the young lady as being black and being urinated on. And slightly try not to throw this jokingly in there. The first thing that popped in my head was like R. Kelly being done by Dave Chappelle, I'm gonna pee on you. It just started playing in my head, so I'm really sorry about that if I start giggling while I'm reading it because that's what's playing in my head right now. So sorry to that young lady. So I'm gonna read this thing now. The police have arrested two teen boys after the black girl was urinated on and the subject of racial abuse during a high school football game in Lawrence, New Jersey. The two 17-year-old boys, oh, terrific. Well, they just fucked it up for Indians. I don't know if they were feathers or dots, but they just fucked it up for Indians. The two 17-year-old boys was of Indian descent were detained and involved in an alleged incident which happened during the home game against Stigen, I don't know how to say that. Fuck it, I'll spell it out for you. Steinert on Friday. The police said that at least one of them was involved in urinating on the girl. Motherfuckers. The two faced several accounts of harassment, bias, intimidation, lewdness against the girl who was reportedly a black Lawrence middle school student. She wasn't even in high school. Man, shame on y'all, man. Y'all need to have y'all asses beat. Who the fuck is raising these kids these days, man? Police did not identify the boys. Excuse me. Police did not identify the boys in custody, but did confirm that they were from Lawrence Township. You know, let me keep going. As a police department, we take these incidences very seriously, and we continue to investigate until the facts are uncovered. Lawrencetown Police Department stated the type of behavior will not be condoned in our community. Whew, Jesus. In a letter and email addressing the parents of the parents of the school, Roscuson, how the frack? Kasun, superintendent of the Lawrence Public School District, said that he was working with law enforcement officials. Lawrence County Mayor Christopher, oh my God. Lawrence County Mayor Christopher Bobbitt tweeted that hate has no home in Lawrence Township. Someone has felt, as someone that has felt the sting, I know bigotry exists and sadly will continue to exist, but it doesn't mean that I give up. Instead, I look to find allies to help fight this cancer of bigotry, he added. I think that's the end of the interview. Yeah, it is. But just trying to get through that, I mean, I guess it was meant for me to find that because I just did a video about the biracial kid ruining it, and now we have two Indians. Again, I'm sorry if that offends you with that word. I'm also part Native American, which is also Indian, and these Indian kids were not identified as what type of Indian. So I don't know if they were Native American, and if they were, shame on you, because Native Americans and blacks had some alliances back in slavery days, and Native Americans also had some helping with the Underground Railroad. A lot of people don't know that. I'm pretty sure that the Harriet Tubman movie may touch on that. It may not touch on that. But a lot of Native American tribes indoctrinated freed slaves or runaway slaves and got them to where they needed to be. So don't count that out there's a lot of things in history that people don't really get and understand, and history has a few things wrong. But anyway, history is also written by the victors. To hear that these Indian kids would do this to a black child and a girl at that who's a middle school student, while these guys were either high school students or middle school. I don't know. It's not a full dossier of what the fuck happened, but to hear shit like that, it makes you have to say, who the hell is raising these kids this generation? What is wrong with you people? I'm a Generation Xer, and I would have never thought to urinate on somebody. Maybe copy my father and them and put like some dog shit in a bag and burn it on somebody's porch or something, but not pee on someone. Pee and spitting on people is just way beneath me. That's just not something that I would do. I really wouldn't put no dog shit on nobody's porch because I don't like cleaning up dog shit, period. But, that's the things they did back in my dad and them time. But when you read this, it kind of brings tears to your eyes because you're like, why, man? When minorities attack minorities, that only helps the other people who are racist have one less person to deal with. Because if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, that's like the truest statement ever made in the universe. And as long as you know that the enemy of your enemy is your friend, you don't have to fight. You get your two enemies to fight. And once they wipe each other out, you stand there victorious. That being said, it's a damn shame when things like this happen. And I'm going to bed. I'm James Williams, Comfort Having number 2, B, C, and U.